What's up, Knife Tube? Okay, I don't know how many of you guys seen the rant and Civivi talk video I did last night, showing this Appalachian Drifter 2 in Nitro V basically being Play-Doh and being able to bend that blade with just a few pounds of pressure. If you haven't seen it, go watch that video. If you just want to see the me bending and it holding it, just absolute trash, go look at the video titled "A Rant" and something about Civivi. It's the video below this one. Or no, I'm sorry. You'll have this one more, and then that video. Okay, so 2 videos back. I'm gonna show you something, and this is where we get that a lot of people get the perceived notion that if their reviewers are saying how great this steel is and this is their favorite budget steel, this is their favorite whatever, well, then that means it's good. And to be totally honest, a lot of that does not come from testing and use. That comes from people going with what's kind of new, and or not even necessarily new, but they fixate on one thing because, oh, well, this is a high-end budget steel, so it has to be good, so this is my favorite budget steel. That's how it starts. And then now these people go and tell everybody under the sun, this is my favorite budget steel, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, it's so great and it's this and it's that. And then what ends up happening is before long, everybody's a parrot, and you can go on Reddit or in the comment sections or on Facebook groups. And every person on there is going to be talking about how, for example, 14C or 12C or Nitro V or AEBL, whatever. That's their favorite budget steel. Okay. 14C 28N is a very good steel. No doubt about it. For the money it can be had for, very good steel. Nitro V, very good steel for what it can be had for in production knives. Now, in custom heat treat world, Nitro V can be an extremely high performing steel. Extremely high performance. Same as AEBL. AEBL in a custom heat treat scenario can be extremely high performance. However, in your typical production knives, of course you don't see it very often, but if you did, in a production setting, it's going to be not that great. It's going to be, think of your average 14C, it's going to be just like that. Nitro V, same thing. Nitro V, custom heat treat, and cryo can be kick-ass, high-performance steel. That's why you see it in custom knives at, $300-400, and you're like, well, that's Nitro V. Why is it so expensive? Nitro V is a budget steel. Yes, it is, and no, it's not. The steel itself can be considered a budget steel. The process is what determines whether it's a budget steel or not. Nitro V is a very high performance steel if it's in a custom heat treat and cryo environment, or if it's in a production environment, it's going to be mediocre at best. That's just the nature of the steel. 13C26 AEBL would be the same thing. You get a kick-ass heat treat on AEBL, very, very high performance steel, extremely capable. But if it was in a production environment, it's going to be mediocre at best. 14C, 14C is 14C. It's always going to be decent. It's never going to be great. I've personally played around with 14C at 63 and a half Rockwell, and it's fun. It sharpens really nicely. The edge retention is quite nice. It jumps up a lot. All the other factors are still there. It's nice and edge stable. It's pretty tough. It's quite stainless. But it's still nothing fantastic, and it is what it is. Well, my point in making this is, here are two production knives. One in some garbage, God only knows what steel. Probably some 420, 420 class steel. Literally bottom of the barrel stuff. Literally a $5 knife. And here's what, an $80 knife in Nitro V. And Nitro V that you hear everybody under the sun say how great Civivi Nitro V is done. It's so good. Like, it's the budget steel. Like, there's a lot of people who tell you, oh yeah, I'll take Civivi Nitro V over any 14C out there. And this isn't targeting Civivi. This is just the way things are put out for review and the way reality is. In review, everybody's, well, maybe not everybody. There'll be a few that'll be, a little more brash. I'm sorry, most are just looking for the link clicks. But it's production Nitro V. If I put this, or some production 14C, or some production 12C 27, or 13C 26, or whatever, if I put your average China, $50 to $70 steel in your hand, the blade's not marked, all the people who are like, yeah, 14C, like it's the best stuff out there, in this price range, blah, 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 and it's not. In this price range, 154 CM owns all. But back to the point. If I stamped each blade with 14C 28N, and it was actually Nitro V, and this blade's 8CR, and I stamped it with 14C, and I stamped, or just not stamp them at all, and it's a random selection, and every one of them people who are telling you how great 14C is, and how it's or Nitro V, it's the reigning budget steel, and I guarantee you that not a single one of them can tell you which steel is which, not even close, not with even the slightest bit of accuracy, because it's a production heat treat and they all perform in use almost the same. 8CR, 9CR, 10CR, Nitro V, 14C, 12C 27, the occasional 13C 26 you see, or those steels are going to perform in use so close to one another that you can't tell a difference. So them telling you how great and how much they love this steel, it's pointless. And see, I'm rambling, and I shouldn't be, because there's a point to this. I don't want to keep this bending the hell out of this blade, but literally, if you go watch the other video, I can put it against the table, a couple pounds of pressure, and the blade's bends and holds that bend because of a bad heat treat. But yet Civivi does such good Nitro V that it, well, I'm not gonna, okay, here, $5 super mass produced knife. God only knows what kind of steel this is. It's stainless. That's all I can tell you. That's all they can tell you, because it's God only knows what. This composition's so all over the place. You could test 20 knives, and if they're from different batches, every one of them will have different elements in it. But, okay. I'm going to put more pressure, and now, just to show us, I brought this out. Look at the tips. Yes, there's more meat back here, but if you look at the video where this knife was bending and holding that bend, it's mainly doing it right here. Look at the tips, they're almost the same. There is more meat on this one, but I'm also going to push much harder. The tips, regardless, with how fine, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the tripod, with how fine this tip is, if it's going to bend like that did and hold it, it's going to bend right here. Now, it may not bend back here because there's more meat, but it's definitely going to bend up here at the tip. And that's where I'm going to apply the pressure at. I'm going to apply 3 or 4 times the pressure I applied to that Nitro V Civivi. Look at my fingers, look at the color, so you know I'm pushing hard, and I'm right on the tip. Yes, there's a slight, ever so slight bend. If I did that to this knife, it would be literally like that. Now, I mean, you can go look at the other video. You can see I'm barely pushing like that. I'm not pushing hard. You see when I'm pushing with that, my fingers are turning white. So I'm not bullshitting anybody. And I'll go back and say it. All the people who shout how great these steels are and to go buy it and use my links, it's putting food on their table. They don't know. They're not using those knives. They couldn't tell you the difference. Even if they was, they're just, it's what's popular, and they're just riding the coattails of it. It's annoying because people buy based on what these people say, including myself. And now I quickly learned that that's a bad idea. It didn't take me long to realize, hey, you know what, there's money in this game, and it's all about those clicks. And I don't want to sound like an asshole, but a reviewer needs to have their audience as their interest, not their bank account. However, as soon as money comes into it, now it's about their bank account and not about their audience. And I'm not saying that they're corrupt. Everybody's going to be that way. But what I'm getting at is, it's really annoying when somebody opens a box and flicks it a few times and tells you how great this is. Oh, it's sharp, cuts piece of paper. And then go buy it. It's a great knife. It's in my favorite budget steel. Well, how do you know that's your favorite budget steel, considering what do? You open a couple Amazon boxes with it? Come on, man. This is not the only Civivi that I have that has this issue. Probably 4 or 5 of them. Reviewers need to review the knives before they suggest them to people. And by reviewing, that means a week of carry and use at absolute minimum, and sharpening. Sharpening will tell you a huge amount about that steel. If they haven't sharpened it, man, they can't tell you nothing about it. Even if they went out and used it and the edge held up decently, they stropped it back one time, 1 or 2 times, the edge is held up, it's been tough enough for them. And I'm not talking about just cutting some tape on damn boxes. Actually using it. That way that the people that are buying those knives who are actual users, especially the ones that are out there and they're buying that as a tool to help them make a living, and they may not be able to go out and buy 5 knives, 10 knives a month. And then that person goes and spends their money, and they may not be able to buy another knife for 6 months. And now they got a tool that's a piece of shit and not even going to nearly do what they need it to do, which they was expecting because their reviewer told them to. Like, I'm actually kind of pissed about this. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm actually kind of annoyed by it because it's not right. If your reviewer opens a box and then tells you how great that knife is, you really need to raise your eyebrows. How can they tell you something's great without using it? And I'll say it again. If they tell you, oh, well, this is my favorite budget steel, which everybody's going to say that's 14C or Nitro V, because that's what they hear. Ask them why. And I can tell you what they're going to say. Oh, because it's really stainless, it's very tough, and it's got decent edge retention. That is exactly what they will say to you. How do they know it's tough? How do they know how stainless it is? They may have an idea of edge retention because, they cut some tape and it still shaves. Come on, man. Really? I just like, subscribe, share my videos, and I guarantee you that I will be one reviewer who tells you the way it is on every knife and every steel, and I will explain why I say what I say. And I guarantee you, if you buy a product that I tell you is good, I guarantee you it's good. I'm not going to bullshit you. And I get it. Once you start getting bigger and money becomes, factors in, I get it. But at the same token, it's very easy to not steer people wrong, because don't just follow the crowd and say, oh, well, yeah, 14C is my favorite budget steel, just because that's what everybody else says and that's what's selling at the moment. Give people real world, logical information that is going to tell them if that tool suits what they need it to do. I guarantee you, I will never do anything but that. If I tell you something, it will be logical and it will be from my experience, not just because I'm just telling you what'll get you to click my link. Like, share, subscribe, help get me views, and I will give you guys truthful, honest, dedicated reviews. And I will tell you what's garbage. I will tell you what's problematic. I will tell you what's good. I will tell you what's reliable. I will tell you what's great. Like, share, and subscribe. Please share my videos so people see it. Only 5, 10, 15, 30 people see my videos right now. And I post a lot. I get it, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm actually trying to be beneficial to the community. I'm trying to help steer people in the right direction who don't have a bunch of stuff where they have got to actually learn hands-on. I already have that. I know what's good. I know what's not. If I tell you it's good, I know why I'm telling you it's good. And if I tell you it's bad, I know why I'm telling you it's bad. I know exactly why this knife is the way it is. And it's because it's full of retained austenite. It's soft, full of retained austenite. That's exactly why that steel is how it is.